Do fiscal sponsors determine how and when the funds are spent on a project? So here's my 30. So the answer is no. No, the fiscal sponsors don't determine how and when the money is spent. That's up to the project leader. And so for anybody involved in the nonprofit world or who'd like to be, who's listening to this, I'm going to give a 30-second nutshell. What is a fiscal sponsor? It is so labor intensive and red tapey to put together a nonprofit. But if you want a nonprofit in order to help raise funds for some good that you want to do in the world, you don't necessarily have to create a nonprofit organization. You can align yourself with a fiscal sponsor. That is an existing nonprofit organization who agrees to take the funds in your name. They have their board of directors, they have their red tape, they have their annual tax filing requirements for the 990 form. And they agree to pass on the donations to you, the ones that are earmarked for your program, your project, and they usually withhold an administrative fee. Anything between, 10% is the going rate these days. Some organizations maybe negotiate a little bit less, even if it doesn't cover their costs. So that's what a fiscal sponsor is, an existing nonprofit organization. And so the question is, do fiscal sponsors determine how and when the funds are spent on a project? No, the project leader does. The fiscal sponsor merely passes through those funds and makes sure that the project leader provides source documents and other documentation so that the fiscal sponsor can have confidence that the funds are being spent appropriately. Because if, just think of what would happen to the nonprofit, the fiscal sponsor, if funds were raised for, in the name of your nonprofit for this project, and then they were spent on something totally unrelated to the social mission or the helpful mission of the project. Dire things could happen to the 501c3, or dire things could happen to the nonprofit. So, but it's up to the project leader to decide how the money needs to be spent and to whom and when.